Hey guys, it's Ash here with WatchMojo, and these are the top 20 most badass anime protagonists. For this list, we'll be looking over the main characters in anime that exude unfiltered testosterone, who may be the very definition of manly, or simply have one hell of a body count to their name. Did we gloss over your favorite anime, Chad? Let us know in the comments below.
Hey Mojoholics! For a chance to win cash prizes, play our live daily trivia challenges every day at 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern only at WatchMojo.com/play.
Number 20. Goblin Slayer. This guy lives for one thing and one thing only, exterminating goblins from the face of the earth, and he's very good at his job. While other adventurers are trying their hand at taking down demon lords, the Goblin Slayer's only goal is slaughtering the little green menaces as revenge for what they did to his late sister. Using whatever weapons he can get his hands on, you can count on this guy to pull out a nat 20 when goblins are involved. Number 19, Guy Shishio. The King of Braves, Gao Gaiga. You want to talk about retro badasses? This literal golden boy is in the top echelon. Gao Gaiga! Going from astronaut to cyborg capable of forming a giant mecha, Guy isn't the most complex of characters, sure, but as a leading man with a killer catchphrase, he can't be beat. Between lashing out in hyper mode, having one of the best opening themes in all of anime, and lest we forget, the utter madness of his Hikari ni Nara, we could watch that on loop for hours. Number 18, Gene Starwind, Outlaw Star. There are a multitude of cocky space outlaws out there, but few have the swagger of Gene Starwind.
I'll take this over a spaceship any day.
While very much an outlaw unafraid to cap any space pirates who get in his way with a flurry of caster shells, he's also a pretty swell guy, always going out of his way to protect his crew and make sure they get out of every inevitable jam in one piece.
Eat this!
Though that doesn't mean he won't find a way to haggle some extra coins or break a few beds along the way. How this guy didn't become a harem lord is beyond us. Number 17, Date Masamune, Sengoku Basara Samurai Kings. Granted, this portrayal of the legendary samurai isn't exactly what we'd call realistic, what with him using 6 blades at once and being able to unleash blinding shonen-style attacks on the fly.
I'm taking Uesigi at Kawanakajima. So are you gonna turn tail and run or face me here?
That being said, we're still watching a dude using 6 blades at once while unleashing a light show like he came straight out of the Dragon Ball Z playbook. By himself, Masamune can cleave through armies and even bring down the demonic Oda Nobunaga. His video game heritage is all too apparent, but it doesn't make it any less fun to watch unfold. Number 16, Ichigo Kurosaki, Bleach series. One of the original bad boys of the Big Three, this strawberry has sliced through as many hollows as he has the hearts of fans during his tenure. As a substitute Shinigami, a punk-ass teen, and an unyielding shonen protagonist with more powers to his name than he even knows what to do with, Ichigo has pulled off some crazy feats in his time.
これ以上やられるわけにはいかねえらしい。
From invading Soul Society to rescue Rukia, taking on the Espada, and even now challenging the innumerable Quincy forces, Ichigo hasn't stopped slicing and dicing for decades now. Number 15, Ryomanagare, Get a Robo franchise. With a righteous heart, a somewhat aggressive temperament, and a giant freaking robot at his command, this veteran of the franchise may be a little on the simplistic side, but his accomplishments speak for themselves.
Ryoma? Long time no see, Gramps. I don't know how you got here, but I'm sending you right back!
As the pilot of the Eagle, Ryoma has put the kibosh on all manner of alien invaders over the years, though if we had to choose, his Getter Robo Armageddon incarnation is by far the most awesome of the bunch.
It's so obvious it's hysterical.
He can even make a phrase as nonsensical as Stoner Sunshine sound like the most badass thing on the planet.
Stone!
Number 14, Toyohisa Shimazu, Drifters. When it comes to historical warriors, you could do a lot worse than choosing the likes of Toyohisa to fight in your corner. While originally fated to die during the Battle of Sekigahara, the crimson-clad samurai finds himself recruited by the mysterious Murasaki in order to save a fantasy land from some of history's most infamous villains. With a bloody splash of an introduction, Toyohisa showed zero mercy when it came to slaughtering those who would suppress the innocent. Other than that, he's a pretty chill guy. Number 13, Tolfin, Vinland Saga. To say this Viking is one of the greatest written characters in the medium would be an understatement. The fact he also happens to be really good at cleaving his way through enemy hordes with nothing but a pair of knives and a chip on his shoulder was just the icing on the cake. Twisted by vengeance for the death of his father, Tolfin threw himself into the fire of conflict from the time he was a child, becoming a monster on the battlefield. That would usually be enough, but his growth and atonement through the likes of the farm arc has been so magnificently handled that he's even more of a badass now that he's renounced violence. Number 12, Bucky Hunter, Bucky series. There are martial artists, and then there's the son of the ogre. Training himself to an absurd degree in an effort to defeat his murderous and ungodly powerful father, Bucky's skill set, endurance, and physical capabilities are next level. He's fought off death row convicts, shadowboxed with a mantis, mauled his way through an entire person while cuffed, and lest we forget, also decimated the son of Muhammad Ali. If Yujiro went beyond the pale of strong, we'd have no problem saying Bucky was the most fearsome and capable fighter out there. Number 11, Yusuke Uroshi, Yu Yu Hakusho. The original shonen bad boy.
So sorry you caught me on such a bad day. It makes me a real jerk.
While never one to hold back on the punches, after going through a minor case of death, Yusuke finds himself given a new career as a spirit detective, allowing him to take some of that rebellious nature and put it to good use by blowing the crap out of demons with his bare hands.
You shouldn't even be allowed to say her name. Today you die, Tagoro. You go ahead and try.
While always up to fight the good fight, Yusuke's unyielding willpower and loyalty to his posse makes him something of a force of nature, one that no demon would want to get on the wrong side of. Number 10. Revi Black Lagoon. To live on an island where criminal activity is the norm, you'd have to be a special kind of crazy or a special kind of skilled with a firearm in order to make a living. Revi is both. Loving life as a member of a lagoon company, shooting down people who piss her off, and commandeering stolen goods is just an average day for her. While not wholly irredeemable, she's got a violent and hot-blooded streak to her that constantly has her one comment away from gunning someone down. She also swears like a sailor, and we love her for it. Number 9. Alucard, Helsing Ultimate. You can't bring up anime killing machines without talking about the king of vampires.
Now, Luke Valentine. It's time to educate you on how a real vampire does battle!
In service to the Helsing family, the former Count now spends his days exterminating the likes of wannabe bloodsuckers, ghouls, crazy Catholics, and of course, Nazis.
Open sesame!
While his slaying is often for a good cause, Alucard is above all else a monster. One who relishes any chance to summon up a few familiars and revel in a good old massacre.
It takes a man in order to kill a monster.
The fact he's so suave and actually has a multitude of surprisingly human layers just makes him all the more entrancing.
Excellent. Humans are such fascinating creatures.
Number 8. Captain Harlock. Captain Harlock series. In terms of space pirates, you won't find a more romanticized version in all of classic anime. Even if he does occasionally find himself having to run away from a whole swarm of screaming space Amazons.
Learn to treat those that have passed away, holding on to their beliefs, with respect. That is what a real man does.
With an abject hatred for totalitarian regimes, a natural rebellious swagger, and the classic swashbuckling look down to a T,
I'll have you know that I, for one, came here not because I was told to, but because I wanted to.
I see.
Harlock is a gem when it comes to starfaring adventurers who prefer to settle problems with a laser blaster. Probably explains how his legacy was able to endure over all these years.
Arcadia. Let's go.
Number 7. Dark Schneider. Bastard, heavy metal dark fantasy. Well, they got the first part right. Dark Schneider is the definition of an arrogant asshole, and he's got the power to back up his bragging rights. His magic, immortality, and heavy metal themed abilities are so monumental, he can wipe out whole kingdoms at once. And the only reason he's not running amok causing chaos is that he's held in place by his ever-expanding harem, all of whom are pretty much putty in his hands. The man is so smug in his pursuit of his vices that it's almost commendable. Number 6. Domon Kashu. Mobile Fighter G Gundam. Only a beast like Domon could make a line as corny as this sound epic.
This hand of mine is burning red. Its loud roar tells me to grasp victory!
As the pilot of the God Gundam, Domon and his beloved engineer Rain managed to fight their way through a series of brutal mecha battles. claiming victory with the power of his burning will and the shining finger.
Its burning grip tells me to defeat you! Take this! My love, my anger, and all of my sorrow!
Yeah, it sounds lame until you see his Gundam rip through robot heads like they were butter. He's certainly one of the franchise's greatest hotheads, but you can't deny he gets results when the time calls for it.
I'll continue until one day I can use this sword!
Number 5. Spike Spiegel, Cowboy Bebop. There's cool, and then there's this space cowboy.
2.5 million wulongs, that's your bounty. I said you were a small fry.
As anime's slickest bounty hunter, Spike and the crew of the Bebop traverse the cosmos in search of bounties, always finding themselves hurtling from one deadly scenario to the next. As a result, we're not only treated to Spike's infectiously cocky attitude, but also his mastery of both martial arts and marksmanship, both of which have led to some of anime's most thrilling action scenes. Who else do you know that could take out an entire syndicate headquarters with nothing more than a pistol and a couple of grenades? Number 4. Simon, Gurren Lagann. Inspired by the likes of the heroic Big Bro Kamina, Simon went from a feeble digger to the face of the human resistance, growing up into a powerful leader with so much charisma and inner strength that every time he struts his stuff on screen, it's practically blinding. We could point to his unrelenting belief in his friends, his refusal to back down, the fact he scored someone as otherworldly as Nia. But do we really need a reason other than the fact he created a galaxy-sized mecha and defeated a cosmic entity in a bare-knuckle brawl? Simon is the man. Number 3. Jotaro Kujo, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stardust Crusaders. Don't get us wrong, every iteration of JoJo is awesome in their own special way, but when it comes to sheer badassery, Jotaro is in a league of his own. While he's something of a jerk that would rather break faces than make friends, the sudden resurrection of Dio forces him into the role of an unlikely hero, one thrown into countless battles against other stand users. We all know deep down he's a good lad, but rest assured, cross him and you'll end up getting a mouthful of auras. Number 2. Kenshiro, Fist of the North Star. Whether you know him from his insane amounts of muscles, his classic catchphrase, or the fact he makes heads explode by poking them, we can all agree that Kenshiro is one of the most hardcore characters to ever wander across a post-apocalyptic wasteland. One of the last masters of the deadly art of Hokuto Shinken, Kenshiro spends his days saving innocents and causing the insides of raiders to go kaboom. He's a man of few words, but when he does speak, you'd better listen, because there's likely a chance that someone is about to be reduced to a puddle of gore.
お前はもう死んでいる。ほざき! 勝負はまだ!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Guts, Berserk.
I'll let you live so you can take a message to your master for me. Tell him the Black Swordsman has come.
So here's the rundown on our main man. He was born from a corpse, been fighting on battlefields since he was a child, assisted in ending a 100-year war, took a literal demon head-on and lived to tell the tale, fought and killed 100 men by himself in one night, ended up suffering the ultimate betrayal, and was left to be torn apart by a horde of monsters. And you know what? It just pissed him off even more. With a life filled with so much pain, hate, and violence, most people would have succumbed to grief a long time ago. Then again, they weren't guts.
Don't kill me! And what is it you said when those people begged you for mercy?
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.